This is a SnapEd New York video presentation.
Hi everyone, I'm Kim Merklein, a community nutrition educator with Cornell Cooperative Extension's SnapEd program. This is a segment that's part of our series, Enjoy Food That Tastes Great. Throughout the series, we'll be learning how to enjoy healthy food choices that taste great and incorporate small changes to make a healthier lifestyle using the Eat Healthy, Be Active curriculum. There are 3 segments to this lesson. Reviewing the dietary guidelines for Americans by looking at MyPlate and reviewing the guidelines for physical activity. Reading labels to maximize nutritional benefits, and how to reduce sodium, sugar, and fat from your diet. You can find all 3 segments on our YouTube channel. Today, we'll be talking about how to read nutrition facts label in order to maximize nutritional value in the foods that we eat. The nutrition facts label gives you information you need to make healthy choices. It's found on almost all food and beverage packages. It's a great tool you can use to compare and choose foods. If you've used a food label before, think about why you've used it. A lot of people will say to count calories, or maybe they were told to watch their cholesterol. The food label has a lot of information, but all of those numbers and percentages can be overwhelming. Let's explore it today and discover a simple way to use all the information on the nutrition facts label to maximize the nutritional value of your food. First, we'll start right at the top of the label. There you'll see serving size and the number of servings per container. Servings per container shows a total number of servings in the entire package. This package has 8 servings. Serving size is based on the amount of food that's typically eaten at one time. In this case, we're looking at 2/3 of a cup as a serving. The calorie and nutrient information is usually based on 1 serving of the food. Calories refer to the total number of calories, or energy, in a serving of food. We get most of our energy from carbohydrate, fat, and protein. To achieve or maintain a healthy body weight, you should balance the number of calories you eat and drink with the number of calories your body uses. The daily values are reference amounts of how much of a nutrient to consume or not to exceed each day. It might be grams, milligrams, or micrograms. These recommendations are based on a 2,000 calorie diet. The percent daily value column shows how much of that nutrient is in 1 serving and what it contributes to the total daily recommendations. For example, we should aim for 100% fiber, which helps us lower cholesterol levels. 1 serving of this food has 14% of the fiber needed for the day. Throughout the rest of your food choices, you would want to aim for 86%, so your total for the day adds up to 100%. You can use the percent daily value to determine if a serving is high or low in an individual nutrient. Here's a quick video to review the percent daily values.
Value for nutrients are definitely
on trend? Absolutely. The percent daily value shows how much a nutrient in a serving of food contributes to a total daily diet.
So the percent daily value can show me if a food is high or low in nutrients?
Yep. Just remember, 5% or less of the daily value for a nutrient is considered low, and 20% or more of the daily value is considered high.
This is going to fly off the shelves.
I really like using the 5-20 rule for my snacks. I try to make sure that they are high in vitamins, minerals, and healthy nutrients. That way I'm maximizing all of my nutrients throughout the day, even when I'm snacking. Okay, so as we just saw, 5% daily value or less of a nutrient is considered low, and 20% daily value or more of a nutrient is considered high. Use this label to support your personal dietary needs. Choose foods that contain more of the nutrients you want to get more of and less of the nutrients that you want to limit. More often, choose foods that are higher in dietary fiber, vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. And choose foods that are lower in saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. Choosing healthier foods and beverages can help reduce the risk of developing some health conditions, such as high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, and anemia. The food label is required to show total fat, saturated fat, and trans fat. You may also see unsaturated fats, but they're not required to be on the food label. Saturated and trans fats are the fats that we need to limit. Because they can increase the cholesterol levels, your heart pumps blood through your body using arteries. When we eat saturated fats, our body builds up plaque on the artery walls, which you can see in yellow. This makes it harder for blood to flow through the arteries, which can lead to a complete blockage, causing a heart attack or a stroke. The dark spot you see is damage to the heart muscle, which makes it less efficient. Most Americans eat more than the recommended limits. Consume less than 10% of calories from saturated fats, which is less than 20 grams per day. This label shows just 1 gram of saturated fat, which is 5% daily value, so it's low in saturated fat. Sodium is listed in milligrams on the food label. Using the percent daily value column can make it easier to make low sodium choices. Just remember to aim for 5% or less. The health risks of consuming too much sodium include increased risk of developing high blood pressure and cardiovascular or heart disease. Most Americans exceed their recommended limits. The average adult should limit sodium intake to 2,000 milligrams per day. If you have hypertension or prehypertension, you should limit sodium intake to 1,500 milligrams. Take a look at this label. It contributes to 700 milligrams of sodium in just one slice of pizza. You can see how easy it is to go over the limits. Added sugars were recently added as a separate line on the food label. This makes it much easier to see how much is added to the food during processing. Many foods with added sugars have little nutritional value and are high in calories. This contributes to an increased risk of chronic disease and obesity. It can also cause cavities. Limit calories from added sugars to no more than 10% each day. That's 200 calories, or 50 grams of added sugar for a 2,000 calorie diet. That's the same as eating 12 teaspoons of sugar, but it's often hidden in the foods we eat. You can see the label has 10 grams of added sugar, which contributes to 20% of the daily maximum.
That was a lot of information, so we're just going to leave it there for right now. Remember, you want to choose foods that are low in saturated fat, sodium, and sugar. And you want to choose foods that are high in fiber, vitamin D, potassium, and iron. I have one more question for you before I go, though. What is the 5-20 rule? The 5-20 rule is a guide to help you figure out if something is high or low in a nutrient. If it's 5% or lower, then it's low in that nutrient. If it's 20% or higher, then it's high in that nutrient. Keep that in mind when you're reading your labels.
Thank you for joining us today. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference. Start today by getting involved with SNAP-Ed New York. This program is free for those who qualify or receive SNAP benefits. We want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. Learn how SNAP-Ed can make a difference in your life. For more information and to find your local program, visit snapedny.org. This material was funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.